What season of your life changed the trajectory of your life entirely?
I believe that was when I lost my dad. Yeah. Affliction shall not arise the second time. Why did it arise the first time? For goodness sake, why did it start from the beginning? If Reuben should live and not die, why did my dad die? If I could say one thing to my dad, I would be sorry. Yeah. I was a stubborn daughter. I was only starting to get close to my dad 2 days before he died. Yes, that was why we started having good conversations, like conversations without pain, without hatred, without anger. That's when I started seeing his own side of the story. My dad is a good person, and his goodness still speaks for, I would say, for myself.
Okay.
Because I've had cases where I needed things, and all I needed to say was, I am this person's daughter. And the person would be like, your dad did this for me and did that for me. I would do this.
How are you feeling now?
I'm fine. I am. Although I cry sometimes.
Welcome to Meet with Insights, the place where real stories, real wisdom, and real life come together. Today we are joined by Mercy Nwachukwu, a story of resilience, survival, and grace. As the first daughter and child of her family, she faced the pain of losing her father at a very young age, yet chose a path of strength and intentional growth that secured her future and gave her a voice beyond borders. Her journey is one that inspires, challenges, and opens your eyes to the possibilities that God has already placed within you. In this conversation, expect honesty, courage, and moments that remind you that your story can still become something beautiful. This is Meet with Insight, and this is a conversation you will carry with you.
Thank you. Welcome to Meet with Insight. So here we want to talk about you. We want to talk about family. We want to talk about young ladies. We want to talk about adulthood. We want to talk about career. We want to talk about life choices, right? So first, I want to talk about you in particular. I've known you for over 3 years now, and one thing has been very constant with you, and that is growth, right? So I want you to briefly tell us your strategy. What has helped you stay consistent? What has helped you keep evolving, keep growing? Like, I'm very proud of who you are and your successes, right? So I want you to briefly tell us what has been the fuel that has been motivating you to keep going.
Thank you very much, Insight. First of all, thank you for having me on this podcast.
You're welcome.
I appreciate. And then the fuel that drives my growth, I would say that is from family, first of all.
Okay.
Family, background, and then the fact that there's so much more that can be achieved. The fact that what God has, it would be a waste of God's resources if one does not maximize the potentials that God has given to the person. So these are the things that there's just so much more that one can do. Firstly, family, in the sense that I come from a home where you just have to grow, first of all. And then growth means different things to different people. Growth is relative. What you see as growth may not be what I see as growth. But I would say that in my family, growth is ensuring that you're not where you used to be, ensuring that you're moving towards your goal. Then background, I am a Christian, proudly a Christian. I understand that the environment where I am, I've seen people grow beyond what you can say that this is what growth is. I've seen people do the unimaginable, accomplish the things that you see and like, this can only be seen in movies. And they've done it in real time, real life and all of that. And I'm like, this is possible. So yes, I want to do it. And then thirdly, and most importantly, God. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. If I can imagine it, it can be done. If it can come to my mind as a picture, it means it is possible. And Dr. Pastor Paul Eneche says impossibility is not a word. Impossibility is nothing, and nothing is impossible. So if that is that, then that means if I want to achieve this, I will achieve it. And that is the fuel that keeps driving my growth. I cannot waste the resources of God in my life. I think it's a sin, actually. Wasting the resources of God in one's life is a sin, because the Bible made mention of someone given 5 talents, 3 talents, and 2 talents, and 1 talent. The person that had the 1 talent and hid it, when the master came back and asked, and he said, because he doesn't want to waste it and all of that, he was asked to go. That particular one was collected, and he was in prison for it. So that is actually a sin. Wasting God's potential is a sin.
I see.
This is the time you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you enjoy what we do here, which I'm very sure you do, please subscribe. We notice that 80% of our viewers have not yet subscribed to our channel, to our YouTube channel. So please subscribe, like, share, comment, and also follow us across all our social platforms on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Same name, Bittersweet Insight. Please engage with us. This helps us grow. This helps us create better content and as well give you good knowledge. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So being the first daughter, I learned you are the first daughter.
Yes, I am.
The first child also.
Yes, I am.
How does it feel like?
Being the first daughter and the first child well, I say it's a bittersweet experience.
Bittersweet.
Yes, it's a bittersweet experience because at least you have those people who are looking up to you. You have to ensure that you keep moving. You have to ensure that you live right.
Mm-hmm.
You have to ensure that you set good examples for them. And then it can be bitter in the sense that sometimes you forget yourself in the pursuit of trying to ensure that these people are okay. These people are fine. You forget yourself in that pursuit. And that is why sometimes you find people, first daughters, first child, first sons, you see them and they're like, all my life I've lived for my siblings. And this is not where I'm supposed to be if I had lived my life for myself. So that is the downside to this thing. But I believe that if one understands their purpose and one is rightly guided, I believe that this mistake can be averted and one can live maximally, one can maximize God's potentials in their life and the siblings because they are leaders. So these siblings are followers. These siblings are disciples. So that one can maximize God's potentials in their life and help groom their siblings to also maximize theirs.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
And now, how do you handle financial burden at a very young age? Because I know a little bit of your story.
Yeah.
And I discovered that you be hustler. yeah. Let me check that in. You be hustler. So how do you navigate that?
That's crazy because I think I started working at 15, late 15. Yes, that's when I started working, like waking up in the morning to go to work. And I would say that at that 15, my dad didn't know that I was working.
Wow.
Yes, but we were not groomed to depend on our parents. Our parents were always there. But I'll give you a backstory.
Please.
When I failed my junior work, Igbo, to be precise, I had F in my junior work. And my dad was so mad, coupled with other family issues that was going on at the time. And he sent us to the village. And he said, go and learn your mother tongue. He sent myself and my younger ones to the village. And we're there with my grandma and my aunt. Now, there are times where I didn't have an account then because you have to be 18 to have an account in Nigeria. There are times where we had needs to meet, feeding, school, or all of that. And then he'll send money to his brother. And his brother is a very busy person. So sometimes he sends money today and we get the money the following week. So that period, let's say our food is finished, we have to survive for that few days, depending when the money finally gets to us. Bro, we got knocked stone. Because where we're coming from, we're blessed with stones, gravel, and all of that. We'll go and break stones. We'll pack gravels. We'll go to oil mill. Aki, that's palm fruit, right? Yes. We'll go and remove it. Like, we've done all of those. And when my dad saw that we're making money for ourselves, he liked the fact that, yes, we're making money for ourselves. And we didn't have to depend on them in as much as he was there to provide. But in cases where he's not there to provide, he understands that, okay, these children can survive on their own. And that's one of the things that is in our family. So what he now started doing was, if we wanted to go for a party that is Independence Day, we always want to go and show off. So we tell our dad, we need 5,000 naira for this event for the 5 of us. My dad would be like, how much do you have? Because we're working. So he wanted to teach us not just independence, he wanted to teach us financial management, accountability, and all of that, saving and all of that. So the money we're working for that period, he ensured we're not spending it all. He'll ask you, how much do you have? I have 2,000 naira. Okay, I'll balance the remaining one. That was my dad for you. So yeah, we're hustling, not just myself and all my siblings. We're hustling at that time. And growing up into this person, even when my dad died, it didn't really bother us so much financially. I won't say it didn't bother us, but it didn't bother us so much because we've grown that tough skin. That period where even before we were 15, we were already looking for legitimate ways to earn money. I had classmates doing a lot, but because of my upbringing, the family I come from, I dare not. My dad and my mom were not present, but I dare not. We're already making money legitimately. So that didn't affect us.
What was your defining moment? What season of your life changed the trajectory of your life entirely?
I believe that was when I lost my dad. Yeah. I lost my dad, and when we came back to Abuja after the burial and everything, I think I lost my dad few days to a professional exam. Yes, and few weeks to my final year exam. Yes. So after my final year exam and all of that, I came back home and I fell into depression. I was depressed but then as a first child, I ensured my siblings didn't know about it. Yes, because it's going to break them. I think I never cried openly for my dad's death because I didn't want my siblings to break down. That's one of the downsides of being a first child. You just have to burden everything and ensure that everybody is fine while you're dying with him. But then that defining moment, I was depressed, and all I would say is that God came true because there was nothing that was making sense. I was questioning everything, but God did not leave me, because if I opened TikTok, there were only two people I could see, and that was Tito the writer and Jimmy Odukoya, and all they were teaching on were God's love, regardless of what is going on. And the last part was the part where I saw myself in the dream, and it was Apostle Suleiman. Yes, Apostle Suleiman that God used. And he came and met me and he said, "Daughter, you've laid down here for too long. It is time for you to stand up." And he anointed me in that dream. And then waking up the following morning, I felt better and all of that. And that was where, I said, let me get a job. Because I had quit from my job before we traveled to my grandma's burial. I'd lost my dad after my grandma's burial. A few days after my grandma's burial. Yeah, so I had quit from my job to travel for the burial, lost my dad, fell into depression, and all of that happened in a space of
1 week.
And I had my final exams. In fact, I was crying in the hall while writing my exams and all of that. But after that whole experience, if I didn't break that time, I don't see myself breaking again. And the fact that God was there all through, even if men did not see that this is what this girl was going through, it was just one person that kind of perceived it. And he would always come to the house and say, "Let's go out," just so that I can see outside and we'll bring back. We never spoke about it till today, but he perceived that this girl is not fine. But then, regardless of that, God still was there. And that was the defining moment. I could see God's hand around me. I could see that God was mindful and he cared, that he didn't want me to remain in that state. So when I came out from it, that was where it all started from.
How are you feeling now?
I'm fine. I am. Although I cry sometimes. I still cry, yeah. But I'm fine. At least I'm fine. I'm not how I used to be. Yes. And then the fact that I still understand that if God was there then, he's still there now. So I'm fine.
So for your siblings that are watching this podcast now that never knew you passed through all those things, what would you say to them?
It wasn't their fault that they didn't know. Everybody had their own fair share of the pain and everything. It wasn't their fault. And yeah, it wasn't their fault. It wasn't their fault.
So was there a season in your life where prayers did not match the outcome?
Yeah. Yes. The same season.
Okay.
Yes. The morning my dad died, he died on my hand. The morning my dad died, he had woken us very early in the morning for morning devotion. And after the morning devotion, I'm not an early morning person. I would usually go back to bed after morning devotion. But that particular morning, I didn't go back to our room. I stayed back in the parlor, and before he started struggling for his life and everything. And when I went out to look for a vehicle that would take us to the hospital, I remember that the scripture that dropped in my head was, let Reuben live and not die. There's a way God speaks to me. If I go through phases and a scripture drops or a song drops, I understand that this is what God is trying to say to me, because he has done it over and over again. So when I heard, let Reuben live and not die, I'm like, it is settled, right? My dad is supposed to live and not die. And then I remember the exact spot where I was. That memory is still very bright in my brain. I remember the exact spot where I was when I heard this thing. And when I got home, we got the nurse. We just dated. 2 hours later, my dad had died. Before he died, I had carried my mantle. I had called for prayers from Abuja. I was praying. But my dad had still died. And it didn't make sense anymore. Prayers were being offered, not just to me. I had heard it, and I know what that meant. And after that, I heard affliction shall not arise the second time. Why did it arise the first time, for goodness sake? Why did it start from the beginning? If Reuben should live and not die, why did my dad die?
Okay.
So I started questioning everything. And I believe that it was from the point of questioning, that was where depression came, because no answers. Nothing was
You were in
making
search of
sense.
answers.
Yes. Nothing was making sense at that time. Nobody was answering. I remember I told you about a friend. I just spoke about a friend that would come and I remember I had asked him, do you know somebody I can talk to? Somebody that doesn't know me. Somebody that I've never seen. Somebody that I will never see again. I just want to talk to the person. Somebody that will not judge me from where I'm coming from. Because everybody knows that this girl has faith. So if I go to somebody that I have already known, that has known me, and I start talking like this, the person will be like, Mercy, you're backsliding. So I wanted to go to somebody who has never seen me and somebody who will not see me again. I just needed to pour out my heart.
Probably a ghost or something.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
And then he was like, okay, he will find. But I think he got busy and then he forgot. But I had questions that were not answered.
Have you gotten your answers?
I still have questions. Yes.
I'm sure Dad is watching.
Yes.
What would you say to him?
If I could say one thing to my dad, I would be sorry. Yeah. I was a stubborn daughter.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Because I know who I should give that
Yeah.
name to.
Funny how she was the calm one.
So what brought this
What I'm saying,
transition?
I think this whole thing started from my dad. That's what I'm saying. Everybody had their own fair share of the pain.
Ooh.
Yes. I was only starting to get close to my dad 2 days before he died. Yes, that was when we started having good conversations, like conversations without pain, without hatred, without anger. That's when I started seeing his own side of the story. That's when I started understanding that he's also human. He also had the pain he carried in. He also had a lot of things. So it was that period. I believe that that's still one of the reasons that made everything worse and all of that. I was only getting close to him 2-3 days before he died. So if I could see him again, or if I know he's hearing me, that would be sorry. Sorry because I felt like he's my dad. He's superhuman. Maybe he shouldn't have pain. I didn't really see him as, you know, the way he'd be like, this person is not supposed to make a mistake, right? But this person is still human at the end of the day. And one thing that is prone to humans is mistake. Humans make mistake. Yes, humans make mistake. Humans have feelings. They have emotions. They process pains differently. They process emotions differently and all of that. I didn't really understand that still. Later on in life, I understand that now.
So what legacy of him would you live by?
My dad is a good person. And his goodness still speaks for, I would say for myself.
Okay.
Because I've had cases where I needed things and all I needed to say was, I am this person's daughter. and the person will be like, your dad did this for me and did that for me. I would do this. And it's not once, it's not twice, it's not thrice out here.
It's been a regular occurrence.
Yes, your dad was a good person. Your dad ensured that this day happened to me. This will not happen to you and to you guys. So I want to ensure that amongst the things I will leave for my children is a good name. A name that even if money can't open, because I've been in a situation where I had the money to pay for that stuff, but I didn't get it. But when somebody, you're this person's daughter, yes, I am. That was it.
So name was the access key.
That was the only key I needed to that particular thing to be solved, for that particular thing to be solved. So yeah, amongst the list of things I will leave for my children, a good name will be one of them.
I'm sure that is super proud of you now. Okay. So relating that with your career choices, I want to learn. Let's take off the shelf of emotions now. Let's not feel emotional. Let's not feel. Okay, let's play a little game.
This is the time you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you enjoy what we do here, which I'm very sure you do, please subscribe. We notice that 80% of our viewers have not yet subscribed to our channel, to our YouTube channel. So please subscribe, like, share, comment, and also follow us across all our social platforms on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Same name, Bittersweet Insight. Please engage with us. This helps us grow. This helps us create better content and as well give you good knowledge. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
What's your favorite color?
Red.
Why red?
I think it's bright. I think
Red is bright.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I think most people don't like red, but I love red. I didn't even know how I got to love red, but I just discovered that I lean towards red, and I love red.
Red was imposed on me by my dad.
Oh, really?
That was why. That is why I still love Manchester United.
Okay.
I'm a Man U fan. You know.
Me
I'm
too.
proud, you know.
Me too.
We know we are playing Gary Cooper, so like everybody should just be proud of it. But red is not my favorite color.
Okay.
I love black. I feel like black is audacious.
Yeah.
Black compliments. Anything goes with
Anything
it.
goes.
Right. So, okay, fair enough.
I think black would be my second best.
Second best.
Yes, but red is my number one.
So on your wedding day now, you're looking at red color for the day.
If it is possible, why not?
I was expecting pink.
Why?
Ladies color.
Bro. Do I look like a lady's lady?
Oh, my bad. Okay, that is cool. Now tell me about your career. I know you as a lady in tech. And okay, let me confess. I was talking with a friend about you.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I was telling her, I said, there's this lady I met at a junction one night and something propelled me to go talk to her.
Yeah.
Unlike me, I don't randomly approach people. A situation must bring up something for us to talk about.
Yeah.
I can't just go and approach somebody on the road, you feel me? So I was telling him, I said, and it happens to be that this lady is very smart. And I've been watching her closely. I've been watching life choices she has been making. I'm not family, but I call her sister. And reason is because I see my elder sister in her. You know, if I don't know if I've told you before, if I bring my elder sister here now and I bring you, you would say that this is your lost sister.
Really?
The only difference, I think, you people are the same height. You know, those not tall people. I'm not saying short now, like, I mean, not tall. You know, there's a difference between half empty and half full.
Nice one.
The bars. You get
Insight one, mercy zero.
So what I'm saying is, I've watched you. And I told him, that was the day I saw your status. You were outside country. I don't know if it was China or Singapore. Singapore, you traveled.
Yeah.
And I was telling him, I said, bro, if there's anybody I'm rooting for in this life that is not family, I can count a handful. I'm rooting for everybody, you know, but like, if there's somebody that I feel like they are very deserving of whatever greatness life wants to bring, Messi should be among the first 10.
Thank you.
You know, and when I saw that, I showed him, I said, bro, look at, I want you to tell us how that came about. Like, because now I know you're no longer into tech, or maybe are you still in tech?
Partially. So tech is not the end goal. Tech is a part of the end goal. So I want to have a firm, but before getting to the firm, I've studied most of the challenges in Nigeria businesses. I am able to the core. I did as much as I'm doing it professionally. I'm still doing business. But I want to ensure that businesses come to life, businesses thrive, and the ones that are dead come to life. That is what I want to do. I want to own a firm. And part of the things that Nigerian businesses face is, what part of the issues is security in the tech space. There's a lot of breach of data in Nigeria. It is so much. And so when I saw tech, and I love tech, I've always been a gadget person. I'm like, okay, this is an issue. Even if I'm not going into it, let me know it from the surface level. And then later I can get experts into this particular line of business. And so I did cybersecurity. Yes.
Well, about cybersecurity.
Yes.
We did that. We discussed it once.
Yeah, we spoke about it. So I did cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is, since I'm going to have a consultancy firm that ensures that businesses thrive and dead businesses are brought back to life, one of the things we are going to ensure is that data are not breached.
Yes, okay.
If customers are going to trust you with their data, it should be that you're going to hold those data with the trust that the customers have bestowed on you. There'll be no data breaches, there'll be no data leakage. And only cybersecurity can ensure this does not happen or this happens. So that is why cybersecurity. Now, we understand that, okay, if we're going to transact, if we're going to have data, I know we have the NDPC, Nigeria Data Protection Commission in Nigeria and all of that. But there are so many businesses that do not follow the due process. There are so many businesses that are not in line with what the NDPC stand for. And these businesses may not see the error they are making, may not see the mistakes they are making. But if a customer's data is breached and that customer is outside the country, the customer will sue you.
Okay.
The lawsuit is going to be heavy and you will pay for it. You might even sell everything your company has ever owned and even your own joint.
It shouldn't be enough.
And it won't be enough.
Yeah.
And Nigerians keep overlooking this particular side of business. Now, this is not the whole side, but this is a part of it and is a crucial part of this business. So if businesses are going to thrive, they're going to thrive in all ramifications, including data protection.
Okay.
That is why cybersecurity.
Okay.
So I'm not in it fully, but partially, because at the end of the day, businesses must thrive, data must be protected, and this has to work in Nigeria.
That is very beautiful. There will always be need for data protection.
Yeah.
Because the more you are trying to develop something that protects data, the more the bad guys are still developing what will hack into that
The
system.
more reason why I went for the bad side of cybersecurity.
Really?
Red.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, because for you to catch a thief, you have to first of all be a thief.
I don't want to talk about politics, but okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, for you to know that this is a loophole, you have to first of all, for you to cover the loophole, you have to first of all identify that this is a loophole. So the red guys are the ones that ensure that we're attacking. We're attacking. These are the bad guys. These are the ones that want to steal your data and sell it for money. These are the guys that want to get your data to maybe manipulate all of that. So yes, if you are in cybersecurity as a dark guy, it means you can also cover up. You understand that this is the road to this particular thing. I can cover it.
Okay.
But if you're only going for, I don't think there's a part of cybersecurity that even the defensive, that's the attack. There's the attacking guys and then defending guys. Even the defending guys have to also learn to attack to be able to defend.
Okay.
Yes.
What have you not done, Mercy? You've done tech in the, cybersecurity.
Yeah.
You've done crypto. I know when you used to send screenshots. Buy. Can you say now? I saw one time, is it over 800x you did? I was like, this guy go tear best today. It's the apple. And now you're into business.
Yeah.
I know you don't want us to talk about jewelries.
Yeah.
You're now into gold.
Yeah.
Though no, should I say fully?
Partially.
What have you not done? Like, tell me. I know you've talked about the motivation, the drive that brought about this.
Yeah.
But I want to know what decision you made on a personal level.
Yeah.
If you are talking to another, maybe a teenage girl is seated beside you now, talk to that teenage girl.
Everything is possible. Just dream it.
Hmm.
If you want to do A, dream it and it is done. Because there's this particular line, dream it and God will fund it.
Mm-hmm.
If there is a man to see it, there is a God to make it happen.
Powerful line. Repeat it again.
If there is a man to see it, there is a God to make it happen. That is just what I believe. If I can envision this thing, it can happen. I may make mistakes while trying to get at it.
In the
I may
process.
fall, yes. But as far as I have dreamt about it, as far as it is in my mind, it is something that will happen. And I know that there is a God to back me up. It is done. Let me fall 1,000 times. Even the Bible says the righteous will fall 7 times, but they will stand up. So me as a businesswoman, let me fall, but I will stand up. Because there is a God that is standing behind me. My daughter, go. I dare behind you. I dare your front. I dare inside. Just be going. So yeah. So if there is a girl here, dream it. Just dream it. Nothing is impossible. Impossible is nothing. I have that written in my journal. I have that written in my diary. I have that written everywhere. I think I used to post it consistently in my status at a particular time.
Yeah.
Sometime. Nothing is impossible and impossible is nothing. If they say it can't be done, do you agree it can't be done? If you say it can't be done, then it can't be
Do you
done.
believe in
for you.
perfection? Or do you think perfection is a myth?
I believe in perfection, but I believe that firstly, there's a process to perfection.
Okay.
Yes. Perfection comes from the place that the Bible says Enoch was a perfect man. That means perfection is possible. But now, most times, people rely on perfection, that they miss the process of it. But they don't know that perfection is made in the process. Talk about jewelry. If you're going to have a perfect finishing, it takes time, it takes process. You can't just get jewelry and say, this is perfect from the raw state. It has to take the consistent cutting, the consistent trimming, the consistent bringing it, looking at it. This place is not good. Let us reheat it. Now that process is what people sometimes overlook. And they see those processes and call it imperfect. But that is actually the process of perfection.
Okay. Do you have regrets?
I only have one regret. And that is actually me not giving my dad the chance to be the father that he wanted to be to me. Yes. That is every other thing. I don't count it as a regret because it's the process of learning. But this particular one, I'm learning, right? But how do I do it again? Yes. How do I make the change? How do I correct the wrongs? How do I right it? How do I be a better person to this person that is buried? Every other thing I can work on, every other thing I can rearrange, I can correct. But this particular one, no, it can't be. So yeah, that's the only thing.
Define to you now, on the personal level, define the strong woman statements. If someone asks you, Mercy, are you a strong woman? What's your definition of a strong woman?
I believe a strong woman is actually a weak woman. Yeah. Because do you know how many times that woman must have been broken? And do you know that the people that are the toughest outside are the people who are the weakest inside? That woman must have gone 1,001 times down on her knees before God. That woman must have broken down in tears due to rejection, nays from outside and all of that. So she may be weak inside and behind what you guys have seen. But over time, she has grown a tough skin to understand that, okay, regardless of what I feel, regardless of what I'm going through, I must come out, show up and show up and shut down. This is who I am. I will go inside and I will cry. But when I come outside here, I will shut down the place. That is who a strong woman is. She doesn't have to be perfect. She doesn't have to be a tech woman. She doesn't have to be a career woman. She doesn't have to be this, that. But as far as she stands up every day to come outside, to shut it down, that woman is a strong woman. Whether or not she cries inside. But most times she cries inside.
What is the biggest mistake women make in relationship for the sake of love?
Losing themselves for love.
You didn't even think before answering.
Because that is it. Most women lose themselves because they want to love and be loved. And that is a mistake. Yes, that is a big mistake, because even God that so loved us did not lose himself for us. He died, but he still rose again. He's still up there and ensuring that we are fine. Now, sacrifices can be made, but not losing the entirety of yourself because you want to be loved. I want to be educated to the height of education. And I'll give you a story. One time, somebody came, we're in a talking stage, and I liked the guy. The guy is a cool guy, nice guy, has his dreams and everything. And the thing that was the no for me was, I told him I wanted to go to school. I want to go to school. And he was like, his wife is not going to do masters. His wife is not going to go beyond BSc, first degree. And that is because he only has first degree. I don't want to go beyond that. Therefore, his wife has to stop at that level. I'm like, okay, bro, that's fine. That cannot be me. I will not lose this part of me because I want to fit into your life. I believe we're supposed to complement each other. Okay. I believe this is partnership, not one person dying for the other person. And dying, I mean mentally, emotionally, even vision-wise. I want to do this. If you're coming into my life, you're to ensure that this is done properly. I am better. I'm not worse than who I used to be before you met me. Mm-hmm. A particular pastor says, if your wife is worse than how you met her, then you're a bad. Yes. So, yes, mistakes women make because of love is losing themselves. Nobody should lose themselves.
For the sake of love.
For the sake of love. No. Love is not killing.
There is this stereotype to women now that if you're not married at a certain age, you're already failing in life. What would you have to say about that?
If you're not married at a certain age, you're failing in life. I believe that should not apply to our generation.
But it's
something that happened.
They're doing it actually.
Yes, there are people who still believe that. But that does not apply to me. Because the purpose of one's life is not marriage. Marriage is a part of one's life. Apostle Paul did not get married, but Apostle Paul fulfilled destiny. I am not saying don't get married. I want to get married. I will have a happy home. Definitely.
I'm rooting for you.
I will have a good home. So I'm not saying don't get married. But all I'm saying is that the purpose of one's life is not marriage. Marriage comes to complement or to make you achieve that purpose. But it is not the purpose. So if you're saying because you're not married, you're not fulfilling purpose, then you're not supposed to even get married. Because you're saying you are incomplete. So if you're not complete, why should you get married? You want to go and burden somebody's son, God's daughter or God's son? Because why are you getting married if you're not? Two shall chase 1,000. That means you're supposed to have had the strength to come in so that we can chase. One shall chase 1,000 and two will chase 10,000. So you're supposed to be having chasing your own 1,000 to come in so that we can chase our 10,000. And now you're telling me because you're not married, you don't want to be chasing your own 1,000. That doesn't make sense. No, that doesn't make sense. If you're not chasing your 1,000, then what makes you believe that if you come into this, you're going to chase the 10,000?
You have to be building capacity.
Yes,
so that you can be able to fight the 10,000.
Yes, and that is you fighting your own 1,000. And in the process of fighting your own 1,000, another person with his own 1,000 will come in, and then you both will chase the 10,000. But imagine you're just sitting out there, I'm not fulfilling destiny, I'm not fulfilling purpose because you're not married. Have you heard of Inside Travels? They are the best. When you talk about hotel reservations, talk about airport shuttles, talk about tour guides, talk about, just imagine it is done. With Inside Travels, flight bookings, I think even the best travel agency in Nigeria do not give you the rate at which Inside gives you. Try it and see. I know you want to reach out. Call the number on your screen right now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Slots have been taken.
Mercy,
Yeah.
we were talking something off camera.
Mm-hmm.
You made a statement about not getting married to an Igbo man. Why are you laughing?
Yeah, I said I'm proudly Igbo, and if there is another life, I'll still be Igbo. But I can't and won't marry an Igbo man. My reasons are, my only reason is, I have reasons actually, and one of them is, and the major one, not just one of them, the major one is, I've seen Igbo men, and I know of Igbo men, and all they want is their wife staying at home. Now, I know that people are different. I understand that. Just like you said, you want your wife to be up there and killing it. But I think the greater part of Igbo men wants to have women by their side who are unyodogu, and it just ends there. Pata pata, a boutique or a store, something like that. And I don't see my life going that way. So why conflict it by getting married to somebody and we'll start having that issues and all of that? So that is one reason. And then secondly, I may not go into much details for this particular one, but there are some things I saw after my dad's death that didn't go well with me. And I'm like, I understand everybody has cultures, everybody has traditions, but bro, no. The devil I know is better than the angel I don't know.
Thank you for enlightening us.
Yeah, like I said, there are people who believe this and there are people who still don't believe it.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's personal choices.
What kind of woman would you say your life communicates to younger women? What kind of a woman do you think your life communicates to them?
A woman who is not limited by what the society thinks.
Okay.
Yeah. A woman who is not bound by what the society has already written. A woman who thinks, believes, and acts on and having it all. Yes, I will have it all. Yes. So regardless of what society thinks or what society thinks, rights, whatever, regardless of what society dictates, I am that woman who will have it all. And not just by mouth, working towards it, dedicatedly and passionately.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And well, what do you have to say for a lady that, for you now,
Yeah.
that entered into adulthood that you are not prepared for?
Adulthood is a lot. And will I say to some extent, the generation before us did not prepare us for it. So we just embraced it. And most of us embraced it as children. And then when you look back, you can't find any childhood memories. You've always been an adult all your life. And then it becomes tiring and draining. But then, whether or not adulthood is tiring, you still have to live it and live the best out of it, make the best out of it. You can't, because this is tiring, stop doing it. Because if you say you want to stop being an adult, you are either becoming a child or you're living life like LEAV, out of life. So if you're going to continue being an adult, you have to own it and live like an adult. And yes, we're not prepared, but life does not have a manual. You have to learn, relearn, unlearn, discover, rediscover, and keep rediscovering. Okay, this is it. Our parents did this. It didn't work for them. Okay, what if we try it this way? Our parents did this and it worked for them. What if we do this and make it better? Because growth is not remaining where you are or where you were. Growth is not remaining where your parents were or where our forefathers were. If you must grow, you must keep improving on something. Okay, our parents did this and it works for them. Perfect. But it can be better. It can be greater. it can be more developed. So let's work on that. I believe that's what adulthood should be all about: growth, not remaining as a child, mentality wise, emotionally, and in every aspect of life.
Okay.
So being an adult is embracing the burdens that come with being an adult, navigating life through it, and above all, holding God
I heard a saying that if you try to do adulthood without
by yourself,
Hmm.
you go suffer. If you do adulthood, in fact, if you do life in general without God, you go feel am.
Okay, that's very good. That's right. Thank you so much, Mercy, for coming. I think we'll call it a wrap here.
Thank you.
And the next session would have maybe like a three-panel conversation. Then
Okay.
we'll dive into this tech really, really deeper. And then we'll talk about your business pretty much.
Okay.
So thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
And we really do appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank
you. Hello, everyone. My name is Nwachukwu Ifoma, and I lead a group of leaders, and we're called the First Daughters Tribe Initiative. This initiative is birthed from personal experience, not just mine, but from those people that have encountered. I know I'm not the only one who shares this experience. Most times, you see First Daughters burdened with a lot of responsibilities. There's no one to talk to. There is no one to lean on, no shoulder to lean on. Nobody really understands you. Everybody just thinks you're fine. You carry the burden by yourself. You act fine, you act okay, but deep down, you know you're not fine. Now, this is a community where we ensure that First Daughters are fine. First Daughters do the right things. First Daughters don't make mistakes that other First Daughters have made. So they don't end up having regrets like other First Daughters. So that in time and later on in life, they don't ask themselves, why didn't I do this for myself? Why didn't I live for myself? Why wasn't I there for myself? This community ensures that First Daughters are empowered, not just First Daughters by birth ranking. When I say First Daughters, I mean First Daughters in heart and in mind. So you may be a third daughter carrying the responsibility of a first daughter. This community is for you. You might even be the last daughter carrying the responsibility of a first daughter. This community is for you. We ensure that First Daughters are okay, they thrive, not survive in every ramification of life, career-wise, mentally, spiritually, financially, and every other wise you can think about. If you're interested, you can join us. I'm waiting to welcome you.